Hi, Riven. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So this is our entryway here. This is the entryway here. I love the fact that we get a lot of natural sunlight in this space. For this makeover, first thing I'm going to do is change the color of the railings here, because this brown doesn't really match with our aesthetics and we're not a big fan of the color. And we have this cute little nook, built-in nook here. We really love this. The first time we saw this house, we really like this nook, and I have a lot of vision for the space, but that'll be for another video. So it creates kind of like a built-in bench here. At least I like to use it as a bench. I would often sit here to put on my shoes or to put down whatever I'm holding if I need to grab something. This area is kind of like a catch-all. As you can see, we pretty much throw a lot of things on here. It's where we keep all the dog leashes, my bajillion candles. I am a huge visual person, so here I am using blue painter's tape to mark out where I want my horizontal and vertical planks for my board and batten wall. I'm also measuring out how big my mirror is so I know how high to hang it and how tall and long the shoe cabinets will be under the mirror. This really helps me with my planning process. After laying out our wall, I cut down the boards to size. Nick helped me lay down the first board because it was a little bit difficult to hold the board, level it, and nail it in at the same time. After the first board was nailed in, it was a lot easier to level and nail the rest of the wall. I highly recommend getting a brad or pin nailer This makes it so easy to use and saves me so much time. Figuring out the degree of my stairway to make the cuts were the hardest part. None of my degree measurements were working, so I went through a few pieces of wood to get it right. And to top it off, my miter saw can only cut up to 50 degrees. Of course, the cuts I needed to make was more than 50 degrees, because why not throw some obstacles in there? Thankfully, I found a video on how to hack your miter saw to make bigger cuts than what your saw allows. Thank you, Internet. For the wood banister and bench, I cleaned them first with TSP to remove all the dirt, grease, and whatever else was on there.
So last night I decided to call it quits after wiping the bench and the railings down with TSP just to give it time to fully dry, and it was getting really late at that point, so I figured I'll leave sanding to the next day. So my goal today is just to hopefully get all the wood sanded down, that way I can start applying primer to them.
I am using a Zinsser white primer just to give the paint something more to adhere to and block any stains. That is it for part 1. I hope you like seeing how everything come together. If you would like to see how the entryway turned out, please check out part 2 of the entryway makeover. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!